Okay, this is MD License to Kill 5. I'm going to make it short here. It's Larry Flint. Everybody knows he was shot. I was flown out there in '83 in a political campaign, and this is what I was mailed also. I've never spoken with him since. March the 6th of '83 is when he was shot in Lawrenceville, Georgia. I was doing the medical malpractice book, MD License to Kill, and I was talking about the murders of Warren and Rosina Matthews, who were forensic pathologists. They were a case in my book, and Gene Srokerman, who was shot at Hardiman's office, who's a psychiatrist at Piedmont Hospital. She was suing a psychiatrist, Cohen, I think. It's been so long. My attorney, Eugene Kaiser, gave me the deposition of Gene Srokerman when the police come in and took it. He said it was illegal of files, and that's all he had left. And he had been a district attorney there in Fulton County, Atlanta. Eugene Kaiser had. So anyway, this gag order's put on. So the crimes just keep on being committed. Had a letter from the U.S. Attorney, June the 23rd of '79, ongoing investigation, national security involved. But when I was out at Flint's, he gave me, and I'm being redundant again, trying to get it on here, he showed me a galley proof of Hustler magazine, the parody of Jerry Falwell, the Reverend at Lynchburg Liberty University, and he furnished me a car for a year. Never heard of him again. Or never spoke with him. He was in prison, Butner and tortured, North Carolina, where your serial programs, some of them serial killers are their victims. But anyway, he mentioned Larry McDonald and Murphy. So this is what I'm just going to say this, and because I can't keep putting it up here. I'm made to move, and I keep going back, and I don't mean to cause any pain to any of these people. Retired Virginia State Trooper, because some of the state troopers, some of the law enforcement, I probably wouldn't be alive. But there's also the flip side of it, okay? But August the 14th of '09, they dropped me off, or Linda, his wife, did, Barton, dropped me off at Affordable Corporate Suites. And they paid with a credit card the security deposit. I lived there in hell for 17 months, where I was soaked in chemicals, but before she left, my room would be, I couldn't do anything about it. I was kept penniless, paying the rent and eating beans and bacon. The last thing she said to me was, this is how we make you move with chemicals. So I found out I'm going to jump fast forward. I just left Scott Hill retirement. And if you don't get the background on it, it leaves me looking horrible. Like I'm breaking a lease, and this poor little bag lady living on the Appalachian Trail, telling all this stuff. Lock her up, you know. It's hideous if the truth's ever told and have a backlash. These people are all having one hell of a good time, your media, controlled by the Rockefellers and Rothschilds. And I'll refer you to last night's, if you can't believe me in all of this, last night's Coast to Coast. The gentleman told the truth on there. He had about 4 hours, and at least he has books out, and you can't deny it, about some of the stuff that's similar to what I'm talking about. But anyway, Larry Flint mentioned the Murphy, and really you can relate it to Murphy, North Carolina, where they locked up Eric Rudolph after all those years, or you can go back to Murphy, Audie Murphy and the Appalachian Trail. I was putting all this up the last week, let me say. But on the day that the shootings went down in San Bernardino, I had put all this up, and I had put up about Murphy and Murphy, North Carolina. Yeah, that too, but Audie Murphy crashing here at Catawba, the state mental hospital. This, or near it, this is what they're trying to say programming and mind control is, that they're just crazy people running around shooting, or they're radicalized, People will accept that someone's been radicalized, but they don't mention mind control and who's really doing it. Who's at fault here? The media-controlled Illuminati, the New World Order, or the people doing the murders, the mind control murders? You tell me now. But anyway, I'm made to move with chemicals. I have an immune disorder, and if I'm around toxic fumes, it makes my body immune system attack itself. I get really sick, and over the years, it's taken me out. I should be able to go anywhere and live a decent life, but not so, because it's deliberately done, and I'm deliberately moved, like Scott Hill and the black mole. At least I could take pictures of it. I left and went back because they were supposed to fix it. Well, it was a joke. Left again, came back here, and I'll say it again, there's other ways, and you can't take pictures of it, that they came in and sprayed the carpet just a little bit that night. I'm rolling, and it's been 2 weeks since they did that, and I'm just almost clawing, and I really, it's affected me, so I'll leave you at knowing what's going on. The thing is that I'm trying to put this up and putting up about updating about Audie Murphy and the mind control murders being done in patterns. So I've got this all up on videos of the last week. But I called the public health department on the 1st, I believe, and then they called me back on the 2nd. I called Vinton, and I have her name. I'm not going to put it up. Her name is the same name as my husband's sister. So that wouldn't be hard, any of it, to look back if everything I've said is true. She calls me, and they're supposed to come out and help you. They never have in the past. When I had what had been done to me and documented and put it up, nobody will touch it. Nobody did their job that they're supposed to do. Anyway, if she got through talking to me, she's supposed to be the one that knows and comes out and tells you what it is and tells them they got to fix it or something, do something about it. Well, she ends up listening to it, and then she refers me back to the same people on Williamson Road as the public health department there. And you call and you get a computer and you punch in a number and you end up getting environmental services, which in the past have done nothing. When I've had documents and they'll do nothing. They refer me back to her and she says, well, call, you need to speak with a nurse and I need to know what it is. It's, I'll put it bluntly, crawling all over me, all right? So I call and again I get... this time I got a person. I got referred. I told her I need the nurse. Told her the Vinton Health Department told me to call. She puts me to the nurse, and I put all this again on the voicemail. She never called me back. I called the lady in Vinton back, and this is going on between the 1st and 2nd, just past when the shootings happened. Now then, I had just gotten out from, nobody ever called me back, by the way. This is the health department's social services and all this. I have to go to social services to help me in paying a couple of things, which is ludicrous in itself over the years. But I had called the social service lady on the 1st of this month, when I'm putting up the videos, and then on the 1st and 2nd I'm calling the public health department, which did not help me at all, a couple of them, environmental service. Now I want to get down to this. I had just gotten off from making the videos. I turn on the TV, and San Bernardino, I'm going to leave it to you. I put it up here, and they're saying, the media, that it was put together a long time ago because of all the rifles and all this that was stored. I just got through telling you that it was mass. They could create mass mind control in armies. So, no, they're not lying about that. It was put together a long time ago. You're just going off in the wrong direction. They'll say that people will accept the fact and the wording that they've been radicalized. When you tell them about mind control, like James Holmes, the Aurora, Colorado, or the Colorado Springs shooting, can you believe this? You have to know where the Robert and the Deer, D-E-A-R rather than D-E-E-R. and all of